In this lesson, we're going to play a video. We've got a pretty simple application, the play video button and a stop video button, and then an object called the video view, which we'll talk about in just a second. In our activity, we have a constant for our video file called horses, which we've also created as an asset. So we're going to do that move file bit where we move from the assets into a more public video directory. And we have a member for our video path, and then the video view object. A lot of samples that you might see in Android for playing a video will attempt to do it with a media player and a surface view. We saw a surface view when we embedded a camera, and you could see that it's a little bit complicated to work with. And using it in conjunction with a media player can be that much more tricky. It's also a little bit difficult to get to work, and there's a bit of a quirk which we'll also talk about. The video view is in fact a helper class that combines the media player and the surface view and just makes it a little bit easier to work with. So we're going to use that in this lesson. If you really need fine control over the way the video is played, then you might take a look at the other way of doing it with the media player and the surface view. So we move our file from our assets into a file path, and we did that before in the audio player, so we won't go over that again. And then we've got our two button event handlers. The play click finds our video view resource. And then this is a little bit of an extra. This is a media controller object. And essentially, it just adds a play, pause, fast forward, rewind button to the video view. If you don't have this, the video view doesn't have those controls for the user. We take our video path and create a URI for it. And then we set the video URI equal to that URI. We also set a non-prepared listener, and we set that media controller that we created. Now, one of the tricks in dealing with the video view or the media player is actually getting it to show up. Quite often the audio will play and the video will not. It really relates to focus and invalidation of the surface view control. So the unprepared listener is a method that we use here. Typically this isn't required for using the video view, but it does work with the surface view approach. It's sometimes necessary, so I thought I would include it. You get the layout object that encapsulates the entire form, and you request a layout, which is essentially asking it to repaint itself. And then you can do a post invalidate delayed, which is saying really repaint yourself in about a second. And then a post invalidate is a more immediate. So you can see we're fairly well hammering it with invalidates to try to get it to focus and try to get it to invalidate. And that is sometimes required on the surface view. Back to our video view, we do a request focus. It's the same concept. The video just doesn't seem to want to play without focus. And then we start it. Finally, we get to the stop button, and we just stop the playback and dispose of the video view. So in demoing this, you're going to have to trust me a little bit, because another quirk of the video view and the surface view approach with the media player is that the emulator won't show the video at all. We can hear the audio from the video, but we won't actually see the images. So here's our application, and we'll play the video. And as promised, You can hear it but not see it. And there's the media controller. And we can stop the video. That's how to play a video. And you can see the limitations of the emulator in that area. In the next lesson, we're going to record a video, and we'll get to see another limitation of the emulator. Essentially, the emulator is not a great test bed for video processing.